how to use an adrenaline auto-injector and EpiPen. So adrenaline auto-injectors, you get EpiPens, you get Jext, and you also have a Neffy nasal spray. All these administer adrenaline and are indicated for acute anaphylactic reaction. The person will have been prescribed these. However, you can help them in an emergency as well by administering adrenaline if they need it. So they should have it with them, and they should be carrying their adrenaline auto-injectors with them at all times, and they should have 2 with them at all times. So I'm focusing today on how to use an EpiPen. So EpiPens are the auto-injector of choice in the UK. However, sometimes, because of supply issues, sometimes people are prescribed Jext, and sometimes these are used interchangeably. In terms of delivery, they're very similar. Couple of minor differences. This needs to be held in place for a full 10 seconds, and then you massage after, whereas an EpiPen only needs to be held in place for 2 or 3 seconds, and you don't need to massage. So otherwise, they will be delivering same dose, so they come in 0.5 and 0.3. The GP will have prescribed the relevant dose. Obviously, 0.5 is for smaller people, children, and 0.3 is for larger children and adults. So here is your EpiPen. This is a real EpiPen. So it will come in a sheath like this to keep it safe and stop it from getting damaged or for something happening, and obviously it does have a needle in it. So open it up, take it out. While it has the sheath on the top, or the lid on the top, it is pretty safe. You can put your hand on the bottom and no needle will come out. Don't, but you can. Okay, so you hold it in your dominant hand when you give it to prevent you giving yourself an accidental needle stick injury. I'll explain how to in a second. So you pick up the adrenaline auto-injector, you have a look in the viewing window to check that the solution inside is clear and colourless, and you have a quick look at the expiry date on the side. These ones are out of date, and you check that it's in date. You hold it in your dominant hand. With the other hand, you take off the cap. This is now active. If you were to put your hand underneath, then the needle could come out and you could give yourself a needle stick injury. So don't. So hold it in your dominant hand, and then you would put it straight into the upper outer part of the thigh. This is my live one, so I'm going to swap over to my demonstrator. Looks exactly the same. Hold it in your dominant hand, take off the cap, and you put it in the upper outer part of the thigh, avoiding any seams. You can put it through clothes. If you don't have to put it through clothes, then don't. You put it in and you hold it. 2, 3 seconds. You don't take it straight out because the medication will remain in there. You then take it out after your couple of seconds, and you need to then make sure that you've phoned the emergency services if you haven't done that before. And in terms of positioning the casualty, you lie them down and raise their legs, unless they're having breathing problems, in which case they will be far more comfortable sitting up, because it's easier to breathe like that, than lying down with their legs raised. If you need to give a second device, then you would give that in the opposite leg. It's a very powerful vasoconstrictor, constricts the blood supply. So if you give it in the same leg, it may not be as effective as if you gave it in the opposite leg. If you were using a Neffy device, you would give that in the same nostril because it's a priming dose. So it's slightly different. But in terms of auto-injectors, you give them in the opposite leg. And you do that 5 minutes after if the casualty, if their symptoms are getting worse or if they're not getting any better. And you can always take advice from the emergency services who you will have on the phone. I hope that's helpful. It's Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com. Thank you for listening. If you found this helpful, please share with others. We have a wealth of free resources on our websites, www.firstaidforlife.org.uk and onlinefirstaid.com. You can also subscribe to our channel.